Even with its new art style, the most obvious difference about Kirby's Epic Yarn is not the way it looks, but the way it works. Try it in the booth. I felt a difference, and I think you will too. Kirby's Epic Yarn is slated for release this fall. Less than a year ago, Dragon Quest IX from Square Enix debuted in Japan exclusively on Nintendo DS. It's become a phenomenon, selling 4.2 million copies there. This epic adventure, with you helping to decide its path, can make claims to being among the deepest and richest experiences ever launched on Nintendo DS. You could describe it just by the numbers. With 120 mini-quests and additional Wi-Fi mini-quests, over 300 monsters, over 900 items to customize your character, and an infinite number of randomly generated treasure maps. But that would be selling it short. What fueled the craze in Japan is the interaction between players. It practically begs for multiplayer action. Dragon Quest IX links you up with as many as 3 friends to quest together. And the social element doesn't end when you shut your DS. In tag mode, the game will independently seek out other nearby players, quietly adding new characters and new maps to your adventure. And when I say deep, let me add this. Chico, maybe the top Dragon Quest fan in our treehouse, has now logged more than 140 game hours, and she feels like she's just getting started. Gamers new to the franchise can get involved at their own pace, but watch out, you'll get sucked in too. Dragon Quest IX, exclusive to Nintendo DS, arrives here in the US in just 26 days. And then, on the last day of August, passionate players on Wii will experience a signature moment with an old friend. In Metroid Other M, what hasn't been lost is a sense of isolation and exploration that has always been the hallmarks of the franchise. But Nintendo and Team Ninja have also pushed the Metroid franchise down emotional corridors it's never traveled before. Samus returns when Metroid Other M for Wii arrives in stores on August 31st. As you know, Retro Studios in Texas has produced some great Metroid titles. But when they said they were ready for something new, We asked them to take one of the most treasured franchises in video game history and to make it magic again. If you listen, you can hear it coming. We're going back to the jungle this holiday. With the names we've talked about today, Donkey Kong and GoldenEye, Kirby and Metroid, you might find your game memories sliding into the past. But we're going to close today by throwing you in the other direction, far into the future of gaming. It was Super Mario 64 that first moved us into fully rendered game worlds. It was the Wii Remote that got us up off the couch and into a new world of game control. And today, as I mentioned at the outset, we're not just raising the bar, but we're making that bar extend far into the distance. 3D play on Nintendo 3DS is on the way. At CES this year, we started hearing a lot about 3D in your living room. And of course, an initial investment there is going to run into the thousands. And then there's the fact that there's nothing to watch yet or play on big screen 3D. But maybe, most of all, it's the glasses. You know, man, those glasses. And make no mistake, that kind of fashion-forward statement doesn't come cheap. Don't be surprised to pay a hefty amount of money for those glasses, and that's for every person in the room. Nobody said it was going to be easy. Well, no one but Nintendo. In fact, we think there's a better way, a solution that lets you take 3D along with you wherever you go, with ample game content available the first day on the market, and maybe, best of all, no glasses.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Satoru Iwata.
Everyone, this is Nintendo 3DS. I can't wait for you to try this. As you can see, it has two screens, and the upper screen has 3.5-inch widescreen display. And yes, it will show you full 3D graphics without the need for special glasses. As you know, Nintendo produced first 3D video game 15 years ago. And since then, 3D has been a constant consideration in our hardware planning. What we searched for was a way to make 3D games a reality, a product for mass market. And Nintendo 3DS is our answer. Let me introduce you. Here on this part, we have installed the 3D depth slider to adjust the 3D effect. You can maximize it, or you can remove the 3D altogether, or you can choose any degree in between simply by moving the slider. We have also given a lot of thought to the screen itself. Because Nintendo 3DS is a successor to Nintendo DS, it naturally comes with a touch panel. As we experimented, however, we realized that finger marks and other smudges reduced the 3D impact. And so did the decreased transparency of the touch screen itself. In other words, a touch screen and 3D screen do not get along very well. Because of this, we decided to employ a touch screen only on the bottom